In the world of royalty, where every move is scrutinized, a single image can ignite a firestorm. For Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, such a moment arrived with a grainy late-night photo taken on a rooftop in Luanda, Angola. The image, briefly uploaded to an obscure online forum, showed Harry leaning toward an unidentified woman, drink in hand, exuding a relaxed familiarity that raised eyebrows. The post vanished quickly, but in the age of screenshots and social media sleuths, nothing stays hidden for long. Within hours, the internet was ablaze with speculation about the woman's identity and the nature of their interaction. This wasn't a staged press event or a royal duty, it was an unguarded moment that felt deeply personal, and its leak has sent shockwaves through Harry and Meghan's carefully curated brand. As whispers of marital strain and palace intrigue surface, the photo has become a lightning rod for questions about loyalty, privacy, and the cost of living in the public eye. This article delves into the rooftop photo, the frenzy it sparked, and the broader implications for Harry's reputation and his relationship with Meghan and the royal family. The story begins with a single, blurry image that appeared without warning on a little-known forum in Luanda, Angola. The photo captured Prince Harry on a private rooftop, a drink in hand, leaning slightly toward a woman with long, dark hair and a calm smile. There was no caption, no watermark, just an eerie stillness that suggested the image wasn't meant to be seen. Within minutes of its posting, the account was deleted, and the forum went offline, but the damage was done. Screenshots spread like wildfire across Discord, Reddit, and TikTok, where amateur detectives dissected every detail: Harry's posture, the woman's jewelry, the angle of the rooftop table. The lack of context only fueled the frenzy. No press release, no official event, just a candid moment in a setting known for its exclusivity, where phones are typically banned, and guests include oil tycoons and political elites. The question on everyone's mind wasn't whether the photo was real, it was who the woman was and why the moment felt so intimate. Social media exploded with theories. TikTok videos analyzed Harry's elbow angle, claiming it signaled romantic interest, while others zoomed in on a bracelet the woman wore, speculating it matched one seen on a British socialite vacationing in Luanda that weekend. Reddit threads compiled side-by-side comparisons, with users pointing to her posture and aura as evidence of familiarity. Some claimed she was old-money British, educated in Switzerland, with ties to Harry's pre-Meghan social circle. Others suggested she was a local contact, perhaps linked to his humanitarian work. The absence of a clear answer only deepened the mystery, turning the photo into a Rorschach test for royal watchers. What made the image particularly explosive was its timing. Harry was in Angola to retrace his mother, Princess Diana's footsteps, visiting minefields and championing causes tied to her legacy. The trip was meant to reinforce his image as a humanitarian, a role he's leaned into since stepping back from royal duties. But the rooftop photo shifted the narrative entirely. Instead of stories about his charity work, headlines focused on Rooftop Harry and Who is she? The image's intimate vibe, described as cozy, late-night energy, clashed with the solemn purpose of his visit, raising questions about what Harry was doing in those unaccounted-for hours. Insiders whispered that he was off the grid that night, with no scheduled events or press commitments, adding to the sense that this was a private moment never meant to surface. Then came the bombshell. Rumors of a second photo, clearer and closer, allegedly showing the same woman's face. According to a freelance paparazzo in West Africa, this image captured Harry and the woman at a corner table, drinks in hand, her head tilted toward his in a moment of effortless intimacy. No touching, no overt gestures, but a connection that was hard to explain away. This second photo, though never published, was reportedly shopped to European tabloids, all of which passed due to legal threats. Sources suggested that some, possibly Meghan's team, the palace, or even the woman's connections, was working to bury it. One insider claimed money changed hands to keep it under wraps, hinting at stakes far beyond a simple gossip story. The existence of this second image, even unverified, intensified speculation that the rooftop moment was more than a casual drink. As the photo spread, Meghan Markle's response or lack thereof became a story in itself. Hours after the image surfaced, she posted a carefully curated Instagram story from Montecito, a glass of rosé, a white peony, and a stack of pastel notebooks, all bathed in soft light. The post screamed lifestyle influencer, but its timing felt deliberate, a distraction from the growing storm. Fans noticed the absence of any mention of Harry or the Angola trip, interpreting it as either shade or strategy. Some called it a calculated pivot to her upcoming wine brand launch, while others saw it as a sign of trouble behind closed doors. The silence from the Sussex camp, no denial, no statemently fueled speculation. Instead of addressing the photo, their team issued cease and desist emails to gossip accounts, citing defamatory inference, even for posts that didn't share the image. This aggressive legal response backfired, making the story hotter by suggesting there was something to hide. In Montecito, reports painted a picture of chaos. Blind gossip items described Meghan pacing her yard, shouting Harry's name into her phone, followed by long silences and what sounded like sobbing. One source claimed she kept repeating, "He promised," hinting at a broken agreement or betrayal. Whether true or exaggerated, these stories fed a narrative of marital strain, amplified by Harry's absence from recent family photos and Meghan being spotted alone at charity events. The couple's once unified brand, built on shared values and public affection, seemed to be fraying. Influencers who once championed Meghan's projects began to pull back, with some untagging past collaborations and one staffer reportedly removing Sussex affiliations from their LinkedIn profile. The PR machine that had propelled them through Netflix deals and a memoir was stalling, unable to control the narrative. Meanwhile, the palace's role in the saga added another layer of intrigue. Around the time of the rooftop photo, royal aides from King Charles's camp were reportedly trying to arrange a private Zoom call with Harry to discuss reconciliation. The call never happened, with Harry's team citing technical issues, but palace sources claimed he was simply busy. Then came a cryptic message to UK tabloid editors. "Nothing is as it seems." Sent off, the record from familiar palace contacts, it suggested a deliberate effort to shift the narrative against Harry. Within hours, coverage turned sharper, with phrases like "unforced distraction" and "PR misstep" replacing earlier sympathy for the exiled prince. To veteran royal reporters, this was a classic palace move, subtle, surgical, and designed to remind Harry that, despite his departure, the institution still holds sway. The timing of the leak also raised suspicions. It came just as Harry's team was photographed meeting with King Charles's press secretary in London, a discreet summit described as a first step toward reconciliation. The leak of that meeting, which made front pages, created distrust on both sides, with sources close to Harry insisting the Sussexes weren't responsible. The rooftop photo, surfacing shortly after, felt like another blow in a quiet PR war, possibly orchestrated to undermine Harry's efforts to mend ties with his father. Whether the palace was directly involved or simply benefited from the chaos, the effect was the same. Harry's humanitarian work was overshadowed, and his personal life was back in the spotlight. The rooftop photo wasn't Harry's first brush with controversy. In 2012, naked photos of him playing strip billiards in a Las Vegas hotel suite leaked, showing him cavorting with an unidentified woman. The images, published by TMZ, caused a global scandal, with Harry later admitting shame over the incident. More recently, a dominatrix from that same Vegas trip threatened to leak additional photos, reigniting memories of his party prince days. These past scandals, resurfacing amid the rooftop saga, painted a picture of a man who, despite his humanitarian efforts, couldn't fully escape his reckless past. Social media began connecting the dots, same playbook, different city. But unlike 2012, when the palace could clean up the mess, Harry now faces the consequences alone, without the royal machine to shield him. The parallels to his past fueled speculation that the rooftop photo was no accident. Some theorized it was a deliberate leak to discredit Harry at a vulnerable moment, possibly tied to his ongoing legal battles over UK security arrangements or his strained relationship with Prince William. Others suggested it was a paparazzo's lucky shot, sold to the highest bidder before being suppressed. The woman's identity added another layer of complexity. Rumors linked her to a prominent UK family old money, not royal, with connections to equestrian clubs and elite social circles. Harry frequented before Meghan. If true, it suggested a reconnection with his pre-Sussex life, raising questions about his current state of mind and his marriage. The rooftop photo's fallout extends beyond personal gossip to the Sussexes' professional ventures. Meghan's lifestyle brand, Riviera Orchard, was meant to be a fresh start, but its wine launch was overshadowed by the controversy. A brand video, featuring Meghan in soft pink discussing celebration and femininity, was meant to shift focus, but the comment section was flooded with questions about Harry and the mystery woman. The decision to disable comments only amplified suspicions, as did reports of brands declining to co-sponsor the launch, citing too much noise. Netflix, once a cornerstone of their media empire, reportedly paused a documentary series about environmental legacy, with one executive calling the couple a risk. These setbacks suggest a brand in crisis, unable to escape the shadow of personal drama. Harry's behavior in Angola added fuel to the fire. Volunteers described him as distracted and emotionally distant, skipping a dinner with event organizers and returning to the hotel early, possibly to the same rooftop where the photo was taken. A BBC reporter noted he looked hollow, as if his mind was elsewhere. This contrasted sharply with his public image as a dedicated humanitarian, further eroding the narrative he and Meghan have built since leaving the royal family. The silence from their Camp Nou interviews, no tweets, just legal threats, left the story to fester, with each passing day adding to the perception of a couple losing control. The palace's silence, meanwhile, spoke volumes. Prince William, who reportedly had no representative at the reconciliation talks with Charles's aides, is said to remain unforgiving of Harry's past betrayals, including allegations in Spare about physical altercations and criticisms of the royal family. The rooftop photo, coming amid these tensions, may have been a convenient distraction for a palace eager to shift focus from its own challenges, like King Charles's cancer diagnosis and funeral planning leaks. Whether orchestrated or opportunistic, the leak has reminded Harry that the royal institution still wields power, even from across the Atlantic. The rooftop photo of Prince Harry with an unidentified woman has become more than a gossip story. It's a reckoning for a man caught between his past, his present, and the unrelenting scrutiny of the public eye. What began as a blurry snapshot on an obscure forum has spiraled into a crisis that threatens to unravel the Sussexes' carefully crafted brand. The image's intimate vibe, combined with Harry's silence and Meghan's curated distractions, has fueled speculation about their marriage, their professional ventures, and their place in the royal narrative. The rumored second photo, still under wraps, looms like a storm cloud, with the potential to confirm or dispel the rumors once and for all. For Harry, the photo is a reminder of the cost of living outside the palace's protection. His past scandals, from Vegas to Angola, show a pattern of unguarded moments that invite chaos. For Meghan, the timing couldn't be worse, as her brand struggles to gain traction amid whispers of disarray. The palace, ever adept at controlling the narrative, may have seized this moment to remind Harry of its influence, even as it navigates its own crises. As the internet continues its relentless detective work, the questions remain. Who was the woman? Why was the photo leaked? And can Harry and Meghan weather this storm without losing the trust they've fought to build? The answers may lie in the shadows of that rooftop, waiting for a light that may never come.